Well, all right. Got my coffee here. Welcome again to Sketch Weekly. I'm Caliban Darklock. I'm not wearing pants. Where my knickers at? So, if you're seeing this, there is nothing I can do. Something has grown in... Wait a minute. Sorry, wrong script. If you're watching this, then you're watching it on YouTube because I haven't actually started the stream, which goes on over on Discord. So you need to jump up my Discord if you want to watch the streams live. And right now I'm going to go over and I'm going to jump into that stream. I'm going to jump into the voice channel. I'm in the voice chat. Chaka boom. And I'm going to share my screen. Particularly, I'm going to share this windowed preview that's going on over here. And hello. Discord is having trouble figuring out what I have available to share. There we go. Yes, scroll. I've got way too many fucking... Oh yeah, I have got way too many different windows running at the time. Okay, so yeah. So let's go ahead and go live, and here I am, and y'all are undoubtedly seeing... Let me jump over here. Are we actually streaming anything? I'm not seeing my screen over here. Says I'm streaming, but I am not actually seeing a picture over here. That's odd. We've paused the preview to save your research. There we go. There's my window. It just popped up. Okay, those of you that are watching this on YouTube, you have no idea what just happened. It just took Discord a while to get my stuff up. So, anyway, I need to let the various folks on the Discord know. I understand that I said we're going to cover some intellectual property stuff in this stream, but this is Sketch Weekly. I need to sketch. That's the important thing that I need to do. And yeah, I would rather cover the intellectual property stuff in different videos. So I'm going to do recorded videos for that. I'm already overdue for one I was supposed to do last week. I got a lot of shit backlogged because my kids were here over the last week. And I got to get back on track with National Novel Writing Month, and I've got to do one video that's recorded for a half an hour on a topic, and I figured what I would do for that is I would cover the modding scene and the copyright implications, and then I'll do a secondary chapter at the very least, which is about consumer entitlement. But that kind of sounds like I'm just a big dick if I stop there, so I need to move on to chapter number 3. And chapter number 3 is going to have to cover just basic developer arrogance. Developers fuck shit up. This isn't a one-sided thing. And I'm not sure whether I'm going to go on to a chapter 4, which is about the management side of things, because honestly, that's very business-focused. I don't feel like my audience is in a place where the concerns of management matter to them. You know, it just seems like y'all understand what a developer is, and y'all understand what a consumer is, and y'all understand what a community is, but when you start getting into the concerns of a manager who has to look after the developers and the consumers and the business all at the same time, yeah, I don't know. Maybe you guys aren't in that place. So, yeah, it's not something that's like critical for everybody to understand anyway. It's just like, you know, once again, it's not just the developers. It's not just the consumers. There are people fucking up at all different levels. I just don't feel like that level particularly interests anybody or will shed any light on anything. So what we are going to be talking about today instead, what I'm going to be working on today is, well, first of all, I want to point out that this fucking glove is actually useful. I don't typically use it because I'm used to working on paper, and the reason that you wear something like this is so you do not smudge the paper and you do not damage your drawing. But I was having trouble last week moving my hand across the screen because of friction. And this glove helps with that, so I'm going to be using it. And if you look on the screen right now, you can see that I've got these 3 cute anime chicks, and 2 of them have their panties hanging out. And there's some camel toe going on there, and there's some nippleage on all 3 images, because these images are from a hentai game called Princess Project. Princess Project is a great game. I mean, I'm kind of surprised by it. I do not really have an interest in watching hentai on my computer. I don't really do a lot of that. What I do have an interest in is producing this kind of content, because it's just a license to print money. I mean, fundamentally, it's just like weebs are a bunch of horny little fucks that will spend their money on anything they think is cute or sexy. So it's like they have these shelves full of $300 anime figures and bookcases full of $20 imported manga, and they try to track stuff down for literally years. I've got people on my Discord server that have searched for years to find one particular manga. And I can't say I don't understand it all, because I paid $350 for a pristine copy of Cosmic Encounter and more Cosmic Encounter. So I understand being really passionate about something. But I look at the weeb community, it's just like, man, y'all spend an awful lot of money on shit to whack off over. Which, well, you know, I can't say for sure they're whacking off over it, but, you know, with hentai shit, what else are you doing with it? Like, enjoying the storyline? The storyline's kind of crap. But anyway, I've been looking at Princess Project, and the thing is, it has these kind of generic sort of, it has these generic, I need to do my typical sketch layers. So, you know, I'll do another one and another one, and I need to put these in the right order. This one just goes straight to blue. Yeah, okay. This one goes to black. And this one goes on top. And I'm going to also take all of these, and I'm going to put them into a folder. And it didn't actually put them into a folder, so I'll have to drag them up there and put them into the folder. There we go. So there's our folder, and there's our layers down underneath of there. So I'm going to jump up to the red layer to sketch. What I was looking at was these are basically just some pretty basic generic anime chicks, and this is also the kind of thing that I want to do for my game. I just wanted to kind of go over these and look at some stuff, and I think what I'm going to concentrate on here is just kind of the general shape and form of stuff. There are recurring shapes and recurring patterns that happen in here, and I want to sort of look at those and get a feel for what they are. And one of the things that I'm picking up on, let's zoom in somewhat here. What we have here is kind of, there's a 3-color sort of approach where we've got this color here, and if I flip over to an HSV model, okay, we can see that right here we've got a sort of shadow color, and then we've got a highlight color up here, and then we've got like this real highlight color right there. So we've got our highlight and our base color and our shadow color right there like that. So up here you can see that we've got a 443297. If we look over here, again 443397 is about right. 453297, 44, 28, 100. But these all tend to hover right around that same area. So this is kind of, there's this one, I need to add another layer. This will be our color layer. But so we've got this one color right here, which is sort of our base color. And then we've got a highlight color here, which is somewhat brighter, a 45, 28, 100. So we got kind of this color, all right? And what we've got is, we don't change much. All we really alter is the lightness. 45, 32, 97, 45, 28, 100. So the saturation goes down and the value goes up. And then we probably got the exact opposite here. Yeah, we've got the same hue, and we got a 5187. Now, this is not the way that I'm typically told to shade things. I am typically told to alter the hue as well. For example, here for the shadow, I would typically be told to alter that hue a little bit in the warm direction. So let's take that down about there. Okay? And then we'd have the exact opposite situation up here with the highlight, where I'd be told to take it in a cooler direction, like so. So that's not a really huge difference, but I have been told repeatedly that the way you want to do this is you take your base color and you want to go a little bit cooler with your highlight and a little bit warmer with your shadow. So if we kind of do that here, and we look at the difference in shading. In fact, let's scroll out and let's try just we're going to take this color and we're going to try and we're going to go over this shading, and we're going to see if this makes it look better. I'm not going to do the whole thing, obviously, but then we'll go back to our base color there. And I don't feel like that makes a tremendous difference. Does it look better? It does look better, actually. But this one does that too. This color here. It's kind of deeper shadow. It drops back from the 45 to a 26. And then here, of course, we've got the bright white highlight. And that's important right in there to have that sort of bright white in there. And let me test out. One of the things I need to work on is the actual technique to make the shapes that I'm seeing in these images. Got a little bit of rim lighting up here. It's kind of, we got a little bit just on that one bit though. You'd see when you zoom in here, you can see that there's just a little bit of rim lighting right in that area. So I pull back from this somewhat, and I'm going to kill that. And down here on the layer, we're going to move the transparent, and we're going to wipe out all of that extra in there. Now I'm just kind of thinking about this and not really trying to you know what? Let's begin with the base color, and let's go about changing her into something of a redhead, maybe. Way too dark. What if we go something like that? What if we go with this, and we're going to start off. We're just going to use the existing area. I should do an outline. What are we doing in terms of so let's come down to black, and we'll go whoops. Okay, so let's just kind of smooth down along there. That's black, 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 black. Catch the edge of the face there. Man, this glove is making such a difference in my ability to get the lines. I get just the line work here, and I'm tracing over top of this, not to produce final art. Don't trace for final art ever, but to get a feel for the kind of shapes that we are working with here. Okay, and I think that is going to end up being our entire situation on that. We're going to come underneath of that, and we're going to continue with our base color here. So we're going to keep this up with our base color. Okay. So I'm going to come up under here and up under there. Clean that up. Clean that up. And we're just going to go over the broad strokes here. What I'm looking for is kind of the I just want to kind of get the feel for I want to try to get some semblance of the hair feel in here. And then once we've come in here, you know, I entirely forgot to do this area up here. Let's like that. Nope. Let's come back down here and we'll go. Nope. Okay. Now from there, we do the base color on this area, like so. I think the right way to do this is to kind of hit all the major areas on the edges and then use a much larger brush to get in and fill in the large areas around it. Back to the previous. Okay, so we got that taken care of for now, and check that up. Not that high. Okay, so we're basically we are very nearly finished with the hair. Let's bring the hair back, like so. We're gonna grab that color. Okay, so I need to select that layer, get that color, fill that area in. Clean up that area and that one. Okay, so now the next stage in getting this to kind of change hair color is we need to start looking at our highlights and shadows. So let's turn this off and back on again. In fact, let's drag this layer up over top of everything and we will lower the opacity. Yeah, I have not done a great job on this. Layer 4. Here's that. And then we'll erase that. And then erase that. Okay, so at this point we need to do a shading layer, and what I'm going to do is, well, we're going to create a new layer, and we're going to put this, we are going to put this kind of white highlight thing on. I need a slightly larger brush here. Okay, there we go. We're going to come down here, and we're going to work in white. And we're going to go... We're just going to kind of... we're just going to fizz in. It's a technical term, fizz in. We're just going to kind of go around the perimeter of the head. And then we'll add in the rim lighting there. Okay, and I think we need a bit more. A bit more substance to this. Okay, so we've got that. Now we're going to come underneath of that, and we're going to create a new layer, and this new layer is going to be for our we're going to do kind of a highlighty space. So we're going to start with this, and we're going to go... First of all, we're going to grab the main color. We're going to take that, and we're going to go, okay, hue, we're going to shift in the yellow direction. And saturation, we're going to reduce. We're going to keep lightness up. And... that is a bit too... Okay, hold on here. Let's switch back to this. I'll grab this. What is going on with this? Layer 6 is our main layer. Turn that off. Let's see what we're... it's getting the transparency too, and not sticking to the one. Okay, so let's come over here to our black, and we're going to jump back into the black, and we're going to put the size of that down. We're here to layer 6, turn that off. We're going to grab our color, and we're going to push that in there. We get the layer in isolation to kind of clean it up. Is definitely an improvement. Okay, so now we're going to jump on to layer 8. I'm not naming these very well. And we're going to go, okay. turn that off. We're going to start with this color, and we're going to go a little bit cooler, and we're going to go a little bit less saturated, and we're going to take a look at that. How's that look? Well, it looks pretty good. We're going to turn that up, and this is going to be our highlight color, so that's going to go in this vicinity here, right? That's too far. There we go. That's better. Okay, so we're going to go about where all the highlights should go. Which is, you know, we're just kind of doing down in the bottom part of the hair here. That's kind of how it works out. So I just got to get in here and cover all of the areas except the parts that we're going to. No, that's the wrong space there. So we're going to go highlight there and highlight there. Now we need our we need our shadow. We got to turn that off so we get true colors. And we're gonna go another layer, and this is going to be our shadow layers. We're gonna go a little darker, like so. So what we're looking at here is kind of a, I'm going to take a quick break from actually drawing hair, and I'm going to go, okay, so we've got a block of, Control Z, Control Z. Let me zoom out a bit here. What we have here is, we got sort of this teardrop shape, like so. We've got this teardrop shape to the hair. Let me, I'm going to make a new layer, and that new layer is going to be black. We have sort of sweeping around here and sweeping around here, but here on Maki's face, so we've kind of got sweep, sweep. So we've got sort of a sweeping line. And then that sweeping line, we go base color here. Then we go highlight color here. And we go shadow color here. And then we do kind of a highlighty thing here. So we're really looking at here. Let me see what I can do in terms of this. I'm gonna take off the cancel. I managed to do that. Okay, well, wow, I did. Okay, so we're going to start here, and we're going to go. Here's kind of a teardrop shape, and sometimes that gets a bit of a fringe back behind it. And if we're going to go with kind of a red head color, when we're going to go, here's sort of an orange base. So we would start with that orange base, and from that orange base, we would then construct a, I'd go a little lighter. There you go, a little farther up here. There you kind of go in here. No, that's way too far. Go kind of in here with a highlight color. And then we would go with a Anyway, shadow color in here, that would come in like so. And all of these really need to be done with a sort of a hair shape swing. And then up here, we would go white and just kind of do a highlight in there. But it doesn't have to be pure white, does it? Because you see down here, it's just like, you just go lighter than the highlight. So if we just take that and desaturate it a little bit, then we can do that sort of thing. But we would need to desaturate it more, like around here. We would want to do a kind of... So that sort of thing. But, well, it doesn't look very good. But, we should be doing... I'm going about this wrong. This is a dry brush technique. So we start down here and we want to go darker, more saturated, a little bit more red. And we want to put that in down along the bottom, like so. We want our brush strokes to be vertical. And then we go up here and over here, and this gives us our, that's too yellow. This gives us, ooh, still too yellow. Let's start with this and go less saturated. Only a little. So from here, what we want to do is kind of, this needs to be smaller. Smaller brush there. That gives us more the feel we're looking for, but we want to get that kind of jagged, and get those pointed ends on the strokes. Let's pull a bunch of this off. So we do something kind of like that. That still doesn't look great. I'm overdoing the highlights. Since I keep fucking up the same layer, I should just make a new layer and do it on there. How does that look? That looks terrible. What am I doing wrong here? Brush is too small. Still not looking quite right, but if I go with that and just desaturate it further, that's not bad. That's not a That is not a horrible result. So what we're looking at here is, if we go in base color, here, okay? So we just kind of lay in a base right around here. And then we lay in a shadow underneath of that. And then we do a highlight around there, and finally we do the shine around there. And trace that around kind of the contour of the head, like so. That actually looks pretty good. If I turn that off, oh wait. If I turn that off, it actually doesn't look bad at all in the areas that I've actually finished, anyway. So if I were to duplicate this kind of thing here, we're to start with that, and then we're to go main, we're to go in the main area here, and then we're to just go, wait, it's actually what I want to do is I want to figure out this part here. Yeah, that bit. That's the part that I want to get figured out. How to... That's the direction that I need to be looking at with this. It's not a bad result up there. I mean, it is traced, but can I duplicate that from scratch? I'm gonna have to mess with that some more. See what I can do. So we do have kind of that that basic idea, which is we start with, and we're down here in color, so we start with kind of a, it's way too big. We start with a teardrop shape, like so. Then we get our base color in. We don't need to get the base color in all the way down, because we are going to put a shadow color in, and the shadow color is going to go a little bit that way and a little bit that way. We're going to get our shadow color in here. I want our brush strokes to go in the direction of the hair, like so. And then we're going to do our highlight. And our highlight, I'm going to grab that there. Just going to go ahead and use that. And then up here in the top, we get a very desaturated kind of. Up here along the top, we get a kind of. And we scroll out from that. That too is not bad. I need to leave more shadow down underneath of that. That's an issue. And there's also, if we look over here at Maki, and we can probably see this also on, well, let's scoot over here. You can see that we've got more shadow back here in the back. And more shadow back here. It starts to become more shadowed as you go farther back. You got a front piece, this piece here. Okay, so this piece here is in front of this piece here, so we get a shadow. That's important, and we need to kind of make sure we get shadows in the back as we go farther behind. Okay, which layer was this? There we go, layer 4. So I pull that off of there. So with Maki, what we're looking at, would it be easier to kind of draw, to start with what's in front and then kind of draw the back coming out from it? I remember the ahegao. Excuse me, not the ahegao, the ahoge. Ahegao is a different thing. Ahoge. I'm not drawing an ahegao on stream. Okay. Okay, so what I want to do at this point is think about, is there a difference in how you draw light hair versus dark hair? That's an interesting question. So I think the right way to do this would be let's come up to a color layer and So we want to get this kind of what's the technique for that? One is kind of a okay, so we cleaned all of that up. Now, what we're looking for is, let's go smooth. Rough. Lighter ink. Ooh. Darker bleed. Ew. Brush pen. I've really got to start working on understanding these different brushes. I wonder how well that works in terms of kind of like the look of them. That's a Cynics sculptor brush, which I learned from watching a Cynics video. Okay, let's see. About over in here. How's this? Man, that really kind of... That really kind of does a job, doesn't it? I'm sure how I feel about this. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on. I think I did okay duplicating this. I need to work on duplicating it just like in isolation. I mean, that looks good when I go over what somebody else already did. Need to work on getting hair shapes looking better out of the gate as well. Yeah. There's something I was in the middle of talking about and I got kind of wrapped up in sketching, but what getting wrapped up in the sketching is kind of that's kind of the important part, you know? I'm not gonna sweat it too much. Print Proj 1. I'll do other stuff related to the Princess Project characters and concept later. Man, this synthetic glove really makes my hand sweat. It's kind of gross. I wonder if there's a better thing I can do. I can't think of one right offhand. Anyway, that's like, wow, that's very nearly an hour. So, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bail out of here on this. So, yeah, I'm gonna jump up out of here and go and work on some other stuff, and I'll get started on these intellectual property and software business things probably tomorrow morning. But for right now, yeah, that's kind of the stuff. That's where we are. Thank you for hanging out. And if you feel like hitting that like button and maybe subscribing to the channel, and who knows, even maybe turn on notifications, you know, I mean, that would be cool. Leave a comment. Tell me what a complete fucking idiot I am for doing art videos when I can't art. Yeah, I already know that. You don't actually need to tell me I suck. I know I suck. Okay, yeah. And I still don't know how to end these streams. So again, Paige from Holly Brown. Okay, bye.